Hello everyone, this is Johannes.
And this is Cinema.
And you are watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And welcome to another Leaving the Shelf video.
Yeah, this is the first one we're doing, almost the first one we're doing, both of us.
Yes.
We tried doing one where I was filming and just being a floating voice that didn't go so well.
Yeah, because you talk too much.
Yeah, when
like
I was
you.
not there. And then we did one with only you that worked better. And now we wanted to do something a bit different because right now we have about 80 games we're gonna sell.
Yeah,
so instead of making a 40-minute long video, and many of them are from the last time you did the Leaving the Shelf, we haven't gotten around to sell a lot of games after that. So we decided to pick some games and then talk a bit more about why they are in the collection in the first place and why they're leaving the collection.
Yeah.
To basically give you more of a viewing of how our taste maybe will change.
What kind of games we have been.
Or maybe there were games, this time not so much, but maybe we will later then have games that we gave reviews for and now we don't like them as much anymore and they will leave. So you will see kind of the evolving of the collection. Even though the collection is still very big, we need to get rid of games because a lot of games are coming in.
Yeah.
So
and there's a balance between gamers and hoarders.
Yeah, but it's a difference between having you don't need to be a hoarder to have a big collection.
Oh yeah, of course.
You can do, if you are a collector, which is fine. I do like having a collection.
Yes.
Because if we should be honest, if we were to only keep the game we actually thought we would play again, then I think we should basically keep both of ours top 50 and get rid of everything else.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit more. Maybe keep 150 games.
Yeah, so we have to find a balance that we're okay with.
Yeah, I like having a collection of games.
Yeah.
But we don't need to own them all because we are getting more games in usually than we are leaving.
Oh.
Gonna have them all, board games.
Yay.
So where should we begin? Maybe begin with this game which is actually in the frame.
This is High Treason, the Trial of Louis Riel. And this is
July 1885.
Yes, this is a two-player only game, which one player is the prosecution and the other is the defense.
Yes.
And we're trying to win this back and forth, securing jury members and such. And we played it once. And have you played it more?
No, I'm not.
We played it once. I really was fond of the idea, but we mainly play I really actually think it's a good reason why we chose it for a collection in the first place.
Yeah.
Because this is more the kind of meaty head-to-head games.
Yeah, this is also with Watergate and those kind of games, card-driven head-to-head games are out of our comfort zone, especially for you. You don't like this kind of very high tension, very high being at each other like this. You don't like that. So, but we wanted to get this because it's one of those historical games. Another thing which is a red flag for me, I don't really care about history.
Why did we get this game?
It's an interesting one. And also it's a Richter Point Games title, so it doesn't really have good components. You have to clean all the components because they have soot on them because they make them with lasers, so there's soot on everything. But it was a fun game, but and it has been on the shelf for a couple of years. But I don't think we'll ever play it again.
No, I think I would rather want to play, for example, Watergate if I'm looking forward for something in this category. So that's why it's leaving the shelf.
Yeah, and that's the catchphrase. I'm gonna say that's why it's leaving the shelf.
Yeah,
saying the name of the video.
I'm doing that now. Yes.
Up here we have a game from this year called Nevada City. This was one of those games that I think we have basically talked about it in the Ramblings of the Month.
I think so.
So we're not going to spend a lot of time. But this was one of those games that looked like it might be in our alley.
Yeah.
Like a medium, heavy strategy game. It had some interesting things with which character you used, had different abilities, different amount of actions. But there's just so much randomness. Some random events that just might destroy you and leave you out of the game. Which is fine in a 10-minute game, but it's not fine in a and this has 90 to 120 minutes. It's also super long. It's it's maybe 3 hours long. 2.5, 3 hours long, not 90 minutes. And the decisions are okay and straightforward, but it's just, it's basically random events, and then there's this random scoring thing where you just flip a scoring card at the end, and the player has a majority in that thing that nobody could know of, get some points.
Yes, and that basically made the winner win when we played it. That was kind of boring. So yeah, it's too long, and there's just some randomization that I'm not a fan of, so that's why it's leaving the shelf. I think you have to put it over.
Next one is.
We can do La Granja No Siesta. Oh, is this the right one?
Yes.
Yeah. This is by Ode. So it's like in the La Granja.
Yeah, and I enjoy Ode's designs.
Yes, and I also think
we have La Granja, right?
Yeah, I played it once, I think.
Twice
maybe. Yeah, that's a nice game. But No Siesta is like the
roll and write.
Yeah, thank you. The roll and write version, kinda. It's very.
Not kinda. It is the roll and write version.
Is it? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's kind of the whole thing of the game. It's the roll and write version of La Granja.
Yeah, I just feel like this is a simpler game, but that is also the concept of roll and write, I guess.
It would be, or else why make the game? Like, it's exactly the same game, but you have to draw things.
Well, this is one of the first roll and writes that we got in our collection. This was like before roll and write became a movement of sorts. And I remember that we played it a lot. This was like, if we're a little tired or we're looking for a roll and write game, just a little fun activity, we would often choose this like as our go-to roll and write.
And it's a good game.
It's a good game. And since this has come out, there's been like an explosion of roll and writes, and now we very, very rarely play this.
But we very rarely play older games. That's kind of the thing. So when I'm looking at it now, like, oh, isn't that a fun one? I would like to play it again. But I know we will never play it, so it's better that somebody can enjoy it. And it's not one I will miss.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that shows also what has happened with the roll and write since we got this. That now we have so many to choose from that we rarely choose this one.
Yeah.
So even though it's a great game, we don't want to keep it anymore.
So that's why
it's leaving our collection.
No. Did you forget your own tagline?
Okay.
That's why
it's leaving the shelf.
Yeah, like how did you forget that?
I was just like, I was thinking that in a game show, the audience is saying it with you.
Yes, but you can still say leaving the shelf. It's not like it's not like the audience have to say. No, they can't say shelf.
No, the audience started it. So I just.
Oh yeah, that's true. Sorry about that, audience. Then we have another game from this year called Mariposas.
Yes.
We like Wingspan.
Yeah.
We have the expansions of Wingspan. We haven't played a new one yet. I think Wingspan is a good game. It's it has some randomness and stuff, but it is a fun game to play.
I agree.
And when Mariposas was like, and of course it's hard for Elizabeth Hargrave to then make a new game because Wingspan was like super hot. Like it was hot and it's still a game that people love. And now there's a video of a guy in Australia holding out a card of a bird, and that bird comes flying and lands on the card.
That's cool.
If you haven't seen that, go to the Wingspan group on Facebook and see that, because it's actually happening and it's crazy. But this is Mariposas. I have not seen anyone play this and have butterflies coming and be on cards.
And that's why it's leaving the shelf.
No, for me it was just basically too light, even lighter than Wingspan. It had some nice elements, but it didn't grab me enough to stay in the collection, basically.
I don't like people comparing it to Wingspan because
I can't compare
nothing to do with each other.
No. It has something because it's the same designer and it has to do with animals.
Nothing to do with it, no. But
I don't know if a butterfly is an animal. But...
Yeah, you kind of play this. You play cards to move the butterflies, don't you? Or is it tokens? I don't remember. But cards to move the butterflies. That's a little random. You also want to be in a certain region to score some points, and you want to like fly the butterflies far away, and then they have to come back. That's a little cool. But you also go to these places and flip the tokens, and lucky me, it's what I want, or gosh darn it, I have to go someplace else. Yeah, it's just, it's like that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Next up, we have an older title.
Yes, we played this this year as well.
It's modern art, which you can also say.
Oh yeah. I was thinking that the people had eyes.
No, not all
My
people
mistake.
have eyes.
Okay, so this is modern art. We have
one of the
this...
gazillion different versions of it.
Yeah, we played this a long time ago, and I remember that I didn't like it.
Yeah.
And people are liking this game.
Oh yeah, it's one of the bigger hits of Running Place. Yeah.
So I was thinking, must be something wrong with me. So we played it again with your family
Yes.
at your cabin, and I still don't like it. But I think it's just me and auctions. But what about you?
Now, this is one I try to like. This is one like many people I know love this and be like their biggest favorite auction game. I like auction games, but there's just something about this game that doesn't excite me. I don't really know why, but it's not super amazing. I will never choose to play it, and that's why
It's leaving the shelf.
I basically have the pile of new games. So this is another new game from this year, Tang Garden from Thundergriff and Lucky Duck Games. This is a good game, but it is a big box.
Oh, it's so
and we're
big.
going to talk more about that. Or maybe we have already talked about that. I don't remember the schedule. We might have already talked about that. But this is Tang Garden. It is and basically it's a tile-laying game with super high quality components that makes it hard to see the game.
Yeah, it looks beautiful though.
And that's why...
It's leaving our collection.
No! You have one catchphrase.
No, I have many. Okay, so it looks beautiful. I really think they outdid themselves component-wise, but it's clear that they've chosen looks over workness.
Gameplay. Workness. The great English word of workness. Oh, this is bad workness.
Yes. So it's a little like it was that simple.
Yeah.
Okay, but I think it's like
It's a fun game.
it's a fun game.
Yeah.
Like also with balancing when you do what action, because depending on what the other players do, it's a little different. But yeah, I'm not gonna miss it. That's basically
why it's leaving
Yeah.
the collection. I'm just saying over and over. No, but it's a fun one, but it's not one I will miss. It's a bit light and a bit of a big box, so that is why.
it's leaving the shelf.
No, it's your turn.
Yeah. Then we have Queen Domino over here. This is an Everload classic. It's like the sequel.
This is not an
to-
Everload classic.
Oh, it
King
isn't?
Domino is the Everload classic.
Oh yeah, but it's a sequel to the Everload classic.
Yeah, which is not an Everload classic. This is basically this is not an Everload classic.
thought people love this too.
No, most people don't care for this.
No, really?
It's basically the thing that makes King Domino good. This is kind of the same thing that happened with King of New York and King of Tokyo.
Yeah.
The King of Tokyo being like the perfect easy game, and the King of New York coming and like falling between two chairs, being like, who is this for? Because it is too advanced to be for the people who play King of Tokyo, and not advanced enough to be very interesting. And that's the problem with this
Yeah,
game.
I agree. I thought I was the odd one out, but apparently I'm not.
No, I'm pretty
so-
sure most people
Okay,
mean the
I
same
thought
thing.
people actually like this a lot. I would rather play King Domino.
Every day of the week, yeah.
And I'm not playing King Domino a lot either because it's so light. But if
it's-
I'm playing a
yes.
game in that genre, I would not choose this.
And King Domino is that perfect. It's 15 minutes
yeah,
long. You can
perfect.
teach it in like 2 minutes. So I love King Domino. Don't really see a reason to play this, and that's why.
It's leaving your shelf.
Yes. So now we have. I'm gonna go over
Oh,
here.
you're going to pick an.
Boom. It's Flotilla. This is a game we played last year. We enjoyed it, but it's basically just a more complicated Concordia. And I'd rather than play Concordia. It has some interesting mechanisms on when you want to be on the water and when you're gonna move into the city basically and get to score. You flip over your cards with a nice
Seaside
thing.
and Sunside.
Not Sunside, Skyside.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure. There's a 2-player game version of this that came out this year. A Seastead, I think it's called. A gaming rules did a video, I'm pretty sure. Go and check that out. I would like to play that. But this was just not good enough to stay. It was fun while I played it. But every time I played this, I was like unsure if I actually liked it or
Oh
not.
yeah, I think this was in my top 20 of last year.
Yeah, might have been
because
mine as well. I don't remember.
I don't think it was maybe it was like low in the top 10. I don't remember, but I just feel like in such a game it requires a certain balance among the players, both that one player isn't getting all the advantage of being the lone player on either the seaside or the sky side,
Yep.
but also just I agree. I can't really decide how much I like it, so it's just hassle to play it. I look at it, I'm just like, oh, wasn't that fun? But it's a question, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it's one that I wouldn't mind playing again, but I would probably in a year, if we saw it, I would probably just forget that it
Oh yeah,
exists.
yes.
So that's what?
is leaving the shelf.
So 2 more games to go. I'm going to place it somewhere. Don't know where. Probably down here.
Then I'm going to grab this one over here.
Oh.
We're saving this teaser for last. Okay.
It's not. It's why? It's not like interesting or something. It's just the biggest box.
Yeah, but it's visible. Okay, so this is Dungeon Pets by Blottish, and this was one of my favorite games of all time. It's not anymore because
it's not good.
But I see people loving this.
It's because there's animals and poop.
Yeah, I recently saw the Brothers Murph like top 10 of all time, and this was like really high, and I was just like, what?
They're just like randomness then, and maybe, not having any control of the game at all.
Because I really liked how your workers are these little imps, and you place them like secretly, and they have to go to like if there are many imps like on one space, they get to go first.
Yes.
And if they bring money, that also helps. And some action you need money for, but it's basically a worker placement game. And then the shit's going down, like for real.
Literally, shit is going down.
Because it doesn't help if you've secured the cage and have medicine if your little, like, very cute, so cute dungeon pet is then doing something random with your cards and you can't mitigate it. So that's not fun.
Yeah, because like I agree. I love that kind of blind beating on the actions. That's really cool.
That's really
cool. But then it's just random. That's what happens after that, and that's not cool. And
that is why it's leaving the shelf.
Awesome. The last game is actually the first dungeon crawler we played. It's one of the first games that we got. Like, this is a beat-up copy. This is an old game. This was from when we had maybe 10 games.
This is from when I didn't really like games.
You didn't like them, but you liked Carcassonne.
I didn't like to lose.
No.
I lost all the time.
I know
that
you don't lose anymore. So, because I let you win. And then now we have Claustrophobia. This is like, it's a 2-player only dungeon crawling where one is playing like the Overlord and the demons, and the others are playing what are they called again? I do not remember. They're not heroes, because they are actually
humans.
They are people who have killed people and are in jail, and then they're sent down here to die.
Heroes.
Yes, heroes. But this was actually a pretty cool game. I enjoyed it times I played it, but it's a genre we don't play games in, and head-to-head dungeon crawl. Not gonna play it, and it's starting to be a bit outdated. There was this new edition that came, like, I think it was last year, but I remember hearing about it. It was a Kickstarter, I think, and then I don't think I ever saw a copy. Like, it might have not delivered yet, but I think it was released, and if it was Kickstarter, but it's like, I never saw anything about it. I don't know if it was just horribly bad, or if people just wasn't excited when they got the copies, because I don't think I've seen a single photo or a single picture, that's the same thing, of it. So it's a decent game. It was one that I have enjoyed, but it's not one I need to own anymore.
Yeah, no, it's not a genre in general. And also look at this, like, awkward sized box. It's so long, and also, like, so it's very hard to place this in a shelf. So
that's why
it's leaving a shelf. Now, it has been, like, stored vertically for a while, and then all the pieces fell out for a moment. Yes. So yeah. Yep.
So that's it.
That's it.
Those are, I think, was 10 or so games that are leaving the shelf. I hope that gave you some insight into some of the games that are leaving and why.
Yeah.
And we'll do this from time to time to show you kind of, also to make ourselves get rid of more games, because we need to have content. So we need to, like, choose games. Oh, I don't want to sell this, but we need to talk about it. So we could lie, but that would just be boring.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, we are selling this now.
Put it back on the shelf.
Putting it on the shelf.
Oh, that sounds like we're, like, really addicted.
Hoarders. Yes. Yeah, we're going to sell these games. Put them in the box and put them on the loft. So that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Johannes.
I'm Sunniva.
And you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye-bye.